Good morning, everybody. It's Marty, the JavaScript party. No Rhett today. My son just dropped off his dogs, so it got a little crazy in here. It may get crazy in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Anyways, it is currently 8:30 in the morning. I don't know what the temperature is. It's probably, I would guess, 55, 60 degrees Fahrenheit outside here in Marietta, Georgia. Yeah, no, everything's going great. Yesterday was my first day as a full-time employee at my job, which is like, it's so nice in the U.S. Because, once you become a full-time employee, you start getting benefits. You kind of end up in a pool with everybody else. When you're a contractor, you're sort of like an outsider, and you're really only supposed to be there very temporarily. But a lot of organizations, kind of like they don't want to completely commit. So yesterday was my first day of that. It was fun. It was nice. It was pretty normal. I did realize that there's a technology I really need to learn and understand called OData. So we'll do that. So anyways, we're kind of like, if I was to say the theme of like the last month of sort of working on was deleting objects in JavaScript. And that is a lot more complex than I ever thought it was. It was just kind of something I do. But we did, we found it, along the way we had discovered a bug, and the bug was actually sort of flushed out, I think would be the right word, by the end-to-end test. So that was good. But we want to turn reflow off, add, and then boom. Yesterday we made some changes, and I don't even know if it's still broken. I think it is. I can't see why it wouldn't. To be fair to myself, the issue, like I ran out of time. Like right at the end there, I was like, oh, I don't really have time to sort of compose myself and come up with the things. But there was like kind of two major things. Was that, hey, we never did go back and check the original bug, see if the bug somehow resolved itself, and B, we never actually delete the reference, which is hilarious because that was kind of the whole idea. The idea is that when I hit delete on this thing, I'm actually doing a delete in Angular, and I believe it even runs all the like on destroy hooks and all that, but the component still has a reference to it, so it doesn't actually delete the component. Deleting this deletes it from Angular, but it's then I have a service that actually has a reference to it. I believe that's how that all works. So if we go to our component service, I guess that must be where it exists. See, I have oh, we do have a delete by visualization. Oh, maybe we are delete. So this actually only, let me put a reminder. Remember, this does not delete the component, just the reference. So I guess the reference is being deleted. See, I thought I was forgetting to do that, but I actually, oh no. I don't think. I recycle it, but I do not delete it in the component itself. So let's go to our component, and I don't even know if this is a good pattern. I've never tried this pattern before, but the pattern is the component itself is responsible for creating its own index, its own ST reference number, and then it's responsible for recycling it when it gets destroyed. So I don't know I genuinely don't have any idea if that's a good idea or not. But like sometimes you have to walk a mile in the shoes to figure out if it's bad or good. I've never heard anybody complain about this. I've never heard of this concept before. But as you see, delete component for ID. Okay, so I don't think this does anything anymore. And we did it 5 months ago. So let's go in here, go to definition. Yeah, see, this doesn't. well, it calls this delete renderer for ID. And this filter visualizations for renderer ID. I don't even know. This does not actually delete the viz. It removes it from the array. So, yeah. So apparently we have a visualizations array over here that deletes the whole visualization, which I think that is actually what caused the bug that caused this. I don't think we want to delete the whole visualization. We just want to delete the thing, the actual thing. Yeah. Keep only visualizations that don't match. So this is where I end up deleting the entire visualization, as opposed to deleting just the component. And I only want to delete the component, so I don't want to call that delete visualization for renderer ID. And I wouldn't be surprised if that fixes the problem. But before we do that, I do want to actually delete the component from its thing, and that from its dictionary. Right, so I don't think I am pulling in that component visualization service. What do we use this for? Component visually rendering. Okay, so yeah, this is the thing that I guess puts together, kind of merges ThreeJS and Angular. I believe that's what's happening here. All right, so basically we have this Angular service, and inside of it we have a component, viz component. So these are just functions, right? These are methods that are designed to interact, to do stuff with the viz component, with the actual component. And it has to be its own kind of separate service because we need awareness across components. So that's what this is. And we have a viz component directory, but first thing we need to do is we need to inject the viz component service into our viz component. And notice it has its own service here, and this one is called component visualization service. So this is going to be very difficult. Like I'm creating a massive amount of confusion in my language. But it does start with the word component visualization service, whereas this is viz component service. So, the two words are swapped, and they're very important in the English language, just because of the way the English language is set up. And that is very different. Like, I don't know, most people that watch my videos are in India, or there's one other country. Bangladesh. And I think in India, most of the people who watch my videos are probably English speakers, and they probably use the same grammar that I use, but not all English speakers do use the same grammar that I use. So in my version of English that is, dominant in the US, the last word is the most important word. So if I say it is a green car, then it's a kind of car and it's green. But like in Spanish, for example, would be the other way. It's a car of green. So the first word is the most important word. It's just an important thing to keep in mind. So the most important word, the thing is this is for components. The first word describes what it's for. So this one is for components. This one is for visualizations. I think I'm literally just thinking out loud right now, but it is important to kind of keep that kind of stuff straight. So we have our component visualization service. So this is service that I think it basically just provides functionality for this component. functionality for this component, this instance component of a viz component. Now, this is kind of stuff like, it's kind of a pain in the butt to sit there and do this right now. It is so much harder to do it in the future to try to get this stuff right. Service that operates across all viz components. So this top one is only for like, hey, I need to do something for this component. I need a little function that does a little sun for this component. This is like, I need a component. I need a something that like knows about the other components and does things as a general rule that impacts, that has a potential of impacting all components. So that is the name of our new component. So I generally copy and paste it there. Probably be good for my brain to actually think through, like try to remember it, you know. As you age, like you, really at any age you should. I wish I had like kind of defined. I wish I had sort of more carefully set up things in my brain when I was younger, so that over time, like I can remember numbers very easily now because I've set up like memory systems in my brain to make it easier for me to remember numbers. I wish I'd have done that at a very young age. The odd thing is that if you do that at a young age, then you can just remember numbers. You don't need the system anymore. It's a very, very strange thing. But anyway, so now we need to import this, and we got the blue thing, and that does appear to be from the right place. So now, whenever we destroy this, I don't think we want to delete the component for ID. First of all, that is not even true. This is deleting the whole damn visualization. So, and see, the thing is like, if I didn't have end-to-end testing, I would not feel nearly as comfortable doing something like that as I will now. Because in a minute, once I get this working, and this one is called dot delete viz component. I don't even think that's right. Okay, is that just misnamed? Because I want to delete it by component ID, not visualization ID. Oh, okay. Actually, that's not true. Okay. So this is, okay, so my dictionary tells me for a given visualization ID. Okay, that's not right. Set viz. See, I don't even think viz component, and then it's using st component ID. Okay, so that's wrong. Okay, st. Okay, so let's fix this. Component. Now this should break things. This is a very important. This is the kind of thing that, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you're like working on it, especially if you've never done much of this sort of thing before, this kind of refactoring might be a 10. It might be really, really very, very, very difficult to do. But man, it's literally impossible to do if you wait. So this is like super important to take care of this. And I think this should be component here. Just can't even believe how much like being a full-time employee at a place like increases your confidence. It is just bizarre. Like when you're a contractor, you're just It's just hard. It's really, really hard. Okay, so this is to get a visualization. Now I will say that this task is massively easier now than it used to be before TypeScript. Get viz component by st component ID. What are you doing? So this animation service. Okay, so that's working now. So now I have one that's partially changed. Okay, so that's wrong, right? And I don't think I fixed it. And then now what we'll do is we'll go over there and break it. Go to implementation. So that's not visualization ID, it's component ID. And it's just so hard, you know, like to go back and forth between, like sometimes you just have to stay on task. Like if you don't stay on task, you're going to have some serious problems. You know, you'll just never get there. But if you, sometimes you have to get off task because like it's something that will take you 2 seconds now, but it's going to be really, really hard. Okay, so now all of these are misnamed, right? So if I go to this, go to implementation. Definition works, but it does not work. It sends you the interface in C#, and I don't want that. So viz component, st component ID. This should be component ID. That should be component ID. This should be component ID. Component is the more important word here. This is an ID for the component. Okay, so that makes, I think that makes everything. So from the component dictionary, I'm deleting the component. I've always, this is weird, right? Well, I guess it's a lot like return. This delete is, to me, was always very difficult for me to memorize when I first started working in JavaScript because it just seems different than every other thing that you do in JavaScript. But I really wish they had made this like delete ref or something like that. And we'd be like, why does it not say delete? And then we'd be like, oh, because it's only deleting a reference. I think that would save that. I think a ton of JavaScript applications would be a lot better. All right. So now I believe we still have the problem. So the original bug is still, which was in and of itself was still a rabbit hole. But that original bug, I believe, is still there. And that's because I believe that is because of this line of code. And I'm not sure. And honestly, if it wasn't for end-to-end testing, I would be doing a lot more research. But I believe we do not want to delete the component. Okay, first of all, that is even a lie. It's not deleting the component, it's deleting the whole visualization. So I don't want to delete the whole visualization. And then I guess what's happening is when I change views, the code's saying, oh, I don't have one here. And actually, before we do that, let's test it. All right, I still have 5 minutes. Oh, no, I don't want to do it that way. viz. What I want to do is I want to come over here. I want to delete the. Is that right? No, I want to go and do that, and then I want to go to update. Oh, so we did not delete because we still have the same. Okay, now I'm confused. Okay. Okay, I'm going to add one. And what I expect to see happen is if I close this, I go over here and I delete this first one. Oh, reflow is on. Oh, I wonder if it's only breaking while reflow is on. Interesting. Let's try that. Reflow is on. Add viz. Update. No, it's still one. See, what I was thinking is that we were getting a new ST visualization. Okay, so, and then the other thing I was thinking is, okay, so this is screwy because it is not deleting the component. It's actually deleting the whole viz as far as I can tell. What happens if I get rid of that? Alright, let's delete this first one. Come back here. Yeah, see, it should be sitting right there. Okay, and if I remember correctly, we have console logs. Does that mean that there's still 2 in the array? Yeah, and I'm confused. See, ST visualization ID, maybe that's not what we show up top. See, the whole visualization is gone. And what's weird is when I come here, and I guess maybe my component is only. So if we add one, oh man, something is completely broken now, it looks like. Oh, interesting. Yeah, something is just totally screwed up, and we're not even getting console logs. Okay, so let's see that is, well, no, I think I deleted the first one. Look how fast it's moving. 8:53. All right, so what we have to figure out next is, it's just so weird. Okay, so our visualization is 9, manual placement is false. Okay, it is weird that the visualization ID is 9. And I'm definitely confused about something because I thought that was the visualization ID, but it must not be the visualization ID. Oh, so yeah, so all of this stuff broke when I commented this out. So I was hoping that would fix things, but it's not. It actually just broke everything. So I don't. Okay. Don't. Should be using. So we have a nice little juicy bug here. Let's see. But if we do this, we comment this out. No. What the heck? Weren't we just a second ago? There. Yeah, so that broke. And it's because we're not doing this, apparently. Something about this. So I think we should, I think that's right. Okay, so we don't want it to break that. I don't think we want to use the visualization service to do that. But, and see, this sends its own stuff. Render style equals this viz width, right? So after this is, it goes to the, okay. Oh, okay, this is what sets the width and height. And I'm guessing that it gets placed, render in native element. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what is going wrong here, but I do think that this is like more correct, even though it's not working right. So I think we have to like figure out how to get to work with this, figure out what's going on. I'm going to add a console log here, console.log. I am new. Control I. So I believe, like for the first part, whenever you're trying to debug, the most important thing is to make sure that you're in a sort of a mindset that is accurate. It is very possible to have some sort of misunderstanding while you're, okay. So now what should happen, I believe, is when I go over here, I should still get the I am new. And I did get 2 I am news. And now when I go back, so now I have 4 I am news. So this is redrawing, which was absolutely what I expected, right? Like it's like deleting and redrawing all of the components every time I change, because it's like part of a whole. Like if you look at the app, right? Like it's hiding and showing these different layouts based on the route, the current route. So it gives you a different class, and then it shows something different. All these are still there. Like if we were to do inspect and see, I wasn't quite thinking that, but now I remember that. So we have our custom layout, but we also have our tabular view, which is display none, and there's nothing in it. And then we have this one, which is our update layout, which is display none. So all 3 layouts are being displayed, but as we move through, what happens is now this guy is hidden up here, but this guy is displayed, and it's got 2 new components. The old ones are gone, it has the new ones. But for some strange reason, when we come back over to this view, it no longer knows how to redraw at all. It doesn't, it completely breaks everything. So there is something we need to call, but what we need to call is, I don't know at this moment. Whatever we need to call probably needs to happen here, right? I am new, and then like, where do I go? Like, so it's not going to be this one. It's component visualization service, render native element. So in here, let's see, render, I don't know where we set the width and height. That's the, I mean the left. We set size. Yeah, somewhere we set the left to that, and I cannot remember off the top of my head exactly where. I'm pretty sure, let's see if our see if our architecture guides us. So it looks like UI is probably where that happens. No. Oop. I'm hoping it's not inside of this entities. So that doesn't seem like the right place for something like that to be. Let's just Control F left. Ah, so it is inside of entities. Doesn't feel like that's the right place to go, but it looks like this is where we set the F. Alright, I'm going to Control F12, console, add. I am new where we set left. I am new where we set left. I am new. Now we come back here. We got our I am news, but we did not get a where we set left. So whatever called this guy didn't happen. So that's probably the next thing we need to figure out. Anyways, yeah, it's 9:01. I gotta go. Bye. Happy coding.